Yo, what's good everybody? So welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm just doing a pre-market analysis for next week. In this case, I'm really only interested at the moment with NZD CAD. Let's get started. So, like always, I'm sure y'all know already, I'm a simple break and retest trader. And what I mean by break and retest is it sounds exactly what it sounds like. You wait for the break, wait for the retest, and get in to continue to ride that trade towards the upside, right? And it's just simple as day. Where I'm looking to get in is my recent breakup structure. If I can have price come back to retap that recent zone, give me my entry signals, I will ride that trade to whatever next possible zone that is, right? And if I just drag this towards our previous trades that we took before, you can obviously see how that plays out to perfection, right? What happened? We had the break past that recent zone. Price then had a retest of that beautiful recent zone. I followed price towards the lower time frames, waited on my entry signal, and obviously you can see where we got out a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So at the moment, it is the exact same thing what's going on right now. We were in this bullish trend. Price then had a switch, getting out of this bullish trend, switching structure towards this bearish trend. And as you can see, we had a lower low, lower high, lower low, break of structure, breaking past that recent point, aka now being my major area of interest. And you can see that major area of interest being 83,458. Now, I want to see price retest that zone wherever price can start making that pullback. I want to see price get back down into this zone, tap into this zone, followed by, like I said before, entry confirmations and route that trade back towards the upside. So at the moment, we do have the daily time frame being bullish, which is amazing. And like I said, we're just waiting for price to get back into that zone. Next, I go towards the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame is basically the same thing as the daily time frame. I'm just looking for the overall trend, right? I'm looking for structure. And at the moment, what happened? You can obviously see how price was in this downwards trend. As price was in this downwards trend, we then had a switch of structure going from the downwards trend to now being this bullish trend. And as we created this beautiful breakout, I don't know if you can see it down here, but we formed this beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern. Like always, it is not a confirmed head and shoulders until we break out of this neckline being right here. Once we break out of this neckline, we wait for the retest of that beautiful neckline and we ride that trade back towards the upside. And the same thing that we're waiting on right here is the same thing that's happening down here. If I just drag it out and let's delete that old one we drew, you can obviously see how that's playing out now to perfection. At the moment, we're just waiting for price to form that retracement back down towards that major area of interest. Like I said before, I want to see price bounce off of 83,458. In this case, we have the daily time frame already bullish. Now, as you can see, we have that beautiful 4-hour time frame and this bullish trend. Only thing we're waiting on now from the 4-hour is the retest of the major area of interest. And since we're waiting for that, once we can tap back into this zone, let's circle it. Boom, boom. I said circle it and I drew an X. Crazy. But once we can get back into the zone, I will then just drop down towards my lower time frames. In this case, you can see how the 30-minute time frame is already in this beautiful bullish structure. I want to see price get back down to this area. As we come down to this area, yes, we might see price go from bullish to bearish, but that is okay because we are on a lower time frame. Once we tap back into my zone, wait for the switch of structure off of the lower time frame, wait for the retest of that major area of interest, followed by the entry confirmation or entry signal, and ride this trade back up towards targets. That is what I'm looking for. Simple as day. I know you all saw it for yourself. It wasn't too long of a breakdown, but that is what I do each and every week to prepare myself for a new trading week. USDCHF looks probably the second best. You can see how we went from bearish to bullish, broken structure. At the moment, we are hovering. We are below that major area being 89,766. And if I zoom out, what happens when we are below? We are typically selling off towards the downside, and when we are above, you can see how we are buying towards the upside. So at the moment, if we do close below, I would just wait for that next candlestick to open, get back above that beautiful zone, close above this zone, and then follow the same steps I just showed you all in order to find a position. As I drop down towards the 4-hour time frame, we will be having a switch of structure happening overall, right? So at the moment, like I said, the daily time frame is pushing this 4-hour trend to bullish to bearish, right? So if we do close above or below this zone at 89,766, you can obviously see how that switch of structure came into play on the 4-hour time frame. So in order for me to be interested in taking a trade off of this pair, I will then just wait for price to give me another switch of structure going from bearish to bullish. Once we are able to get back above 89,766, I will then just be waiting for the retest of that zone and as well as that 4-hour structure area. After we can have the retest of both zones, the main priority is to see a rejection from that major area of interest. It's okay if price can have that retest of the 4-hour of its 4-hour structure, which is good. That's what I want to see. But overall, I want to see a rejection, and I want to see price maintain above 89,766. Why is that? It's just because it's my higher time frame structure, and that's where I look to take my trades off of the higher time frame structure. So I will then just wait for the retest of that zone, followed by my entry confirmation, going through the rest of my steps, and ride this trade towards the next zone being 93.93. But next, I think I was talking about EuroCAD. So on EuroCAD, to touch up on this, y'all already know, you can see the beautiful left head, right shoulder. We have finally broken past this beautiful, if I can grab my tool, we finally broke past that neckline, aka giving us another break of structure towards the upside, creating that structure at 147,512. And looking at previous data, we can see how 147,512 is a well respected zone. You can see when we are underneath, we are rejecting, and falling towards the downside, right? And when we are above, we are rejecting, and pushing towards the upside. And I know some of you want more of a clean bounce or a clean rejection. I just go towards older data back in 2021, and you can obviously see still how price is respecting that zone. When you are below, you can see us dropping off and selling, and when we are above, we're buying back up towards the upside, right? So what I want to see is that pullback towards the zone. I want to see price establish that rejection towards my major area of interest before I drop down towards lower time frame, and then like always find my entry and ride that trade towards the upside. So at the moment, we want to wait for the daily to have that retracement, and as we're waiting on the daily to have that retracement, I want to go to the 4-hour just so I can have an idea of what's going on with price. Again, I want the daily and the 4-hour matching in data. If they're both saying up, I'm ready to buy. If they're both saying down, I'm ready to sell. But if I have one saying buy, one saying sell, indecisive, I'm just not going to trade it. So on the 4-hour, you can see how the 4-hour is, again, is lining up beautifully. We have the break of structure. Well, let me slow down. On the 4-hour, you can see how we went from being in this bearish trend to switching, going bullish, giving us a break of that recent lower high. As we had the break of the recent lower high, you can see where price came back down to not only retest that zone, but to come back and retest our recent major area of interest at 146,955. After we had that retest, like I said before, I would have dropped down towards my lower time frames to find entry, and as you can see, price is moving nicely. Now what we're waiting on is the same thing. I want to see price get to a high point, slow down, and come back to form that retracement. Not only form the retracement back towards that 4-hour break of structure, but also back towards our overall major area of interest, again at 147,512. After we can have that, I will then drop down towards the lower time frame, just wait for that shift of structure like I said before, followed by a bullish or bearish, depending on the trend you're in, engulfing candlestick to ride my trade back towards the direction I'm looking to take that trade. That's it. That's all I got. I do more in-depth videos for the Discord community, and I can bring that up for you all. Give me just a second. Boom, and drag this over. You can obviously see this is the Discord that I provide for the community. I do weekly analysis, weekly talks about the market, in-depth breakdowns on what we're looking for, how to enter a trade, when to exit a trade. And as I do that, I also do post breakdowns where I give you in-depth videos on what's going on after the market, what's going on after our loss, after our win, etc. We do live webinars as well. So it's just any and everything that you are looking for in a trading community, we provide that, or in this case, I provide that. We have a great Discord community, family friendly community. We don't do anything that's negative. If it is negative, you just simply won't be in there. But if you do enjoy these type of videos, if you enjoy that type of breakdown, I do provide it, like I said before, each and every week in that Discord. So if you want to join, I will have the link in the description below. But that's it. I will catch you guys in the next video.